you do?
I started it. Okay, clearly it's recording now. We can watch it record.
Just leave it going. It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's going to zoom out. So I can...
Why is there 2 levels? Whatever. It's fine.
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't. I think the other one is from the one we previously did, but
no, I deleted it. They're clearly recording.
This one.
Oh. I didn't know what
Goodbye.
You meant. I thought you meant the 2.
Goodbye. Oh, is it connected? Whatever.
Have you been deleting our tracks the whole time?
No, we're 33 seconds in. 35 now.
36. Okay.
Hi, I'm Shane.
I'm Zach, I guess.
We've been talking about doing some sort of visual, non-visual, verbal, non-verbal podcast for quite some time now.
Like 5 months. It's sad.
Really? You think it's 5 months?
How long have you worked at Panera now?
Over a year.
It's been since before Darian left, which was 2 months ago.
Who?
The dummy who says...
the big dummy.
The crying...
Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
Get the fuck out of this house.
Sanford and Son, anyone? No? Okay.
Stop that.
Okay, guys. So, we've been trying to come out with a name of a title for the show for...
5 months!
Yeah!
I'm sticking to that timeline. I don't care what you say. That's the timeline.
Fine. So it's December now, actually. So that was, what, May? June?
July.
Damn, we suck.
July 9th.
So this is basically 2 seasons from then. 2 aeronautical seasons.
Why do you judge time in that? That seems like a really strange way to judge your time.
I don't know. Time is relative.
It's also 1 TV show season. In case you were curious. It's about...
Or what about Netflix? They release everything at once.
No, they don't. There's like episodes that come out weekly.
Really? Like
new
what?
episode every... Let's go to Netflix to
We're
find
actually
out.
We're going to be watching Netflix while we're talking because, I don't know, it's late at night and we both work today and we're both probably a little tired.
It's because Shane's crying.
Don't judge me in my cry tears from my tear ducts. I like to cry.
All right. What's a current Netflix series?
Well, Jessica Jones came out, and that all came out in one day.
That's not...
So that's helping my argument.
I don't know if they all do, but I'm pretty sure some of the TV shows are new episode every week. So let's go to Netflix originals.
Side note, did you know that Netflix is going to be doubling down on their content next year?
I feel like Netflix is going to go out of business eventually.
Why?
I feel like they have an unsustainable system of paying people to give them temporary access to things where their customers aren't spending any extra money for the stuff. So until the other companies get on board, Netflix will eventually just go out of business, to be honest. That's what I think. I mean, I like Netflix. I love Netflix. I want Netflix to last forever.
So you're referencing the 1 month trial period, right? Or is that just Hulu?
No. I'm not talking about that necessarily. I'm talking about Netflix pays to have shows on their...
Oh.
So, let's say Netflix wants to make a deal with Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
They're going to have to pay...
Again, finally.
$1 million or whatever stupid amount they're paying.
Mm-hmm. And it's only for a short period of time.
And it's only for a period of time. And then people aren't paying more or less depending on the content. They just have to keep their customers interested. Which is why Netflix is moving more into crafting their own shows rather than what they're doing now, which is purchasing shows. I'm trying to find a Netflix TV show.
Well, I don't know because
Ooh, deadpan comedies.
I don't remember. I saw a statistic the other day. I don't remember the number, but I remember being high up that there is a large amount of people in the world basically watching Netflix now because it's easy. It's easy and it's you can just pretty much go on and watch whatever you want within reason, of course, because you can't watch porn or search.
Yeah, we'll just go to Netflix Originals and see what's a currently running
Well,
TV
that's
show.
convenient.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like we should have thought of that first. Oh, Narcos is still making new episodes, right?
I've never seen Narcos ever. Watch all new episodes now.
Nope. I think you might be right on this. I think I'm an idiot and assumed that Netflix would do weekly TV shows. I thought I saw that with whatever that superhero one they were doing was that I can't remember the name of.
Jessica Jones.
That's not a TV show.
You said superhero? That's what I came up with. Also Daredevil.
Daredevil, that's the one.
They're both superheroes.
Is Daredevil all out right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it did come out all at once.
Yeah, and then they're gonna do the same thing with season 2 in February, I assume, if it's gonna come out again at the same time like they did last year.
Well, I'm terrible at this then. Absolutely the worst.
Have you seen A Very Merry Christmas yet?
Which one's that
The
one?
first one.
No, I've never seen A Very Merry. I meant what's it about is what I meant. But
It's literally like back in the day they would have like weird specials where they get a bunch of stars together and it'd be like awful to watch on TV.
Yeah, like the fabled Star Wars one.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like that. But they embrace it. And
so they do their best to be terrible.
yes. But they at least they know what it is and they just go with it. And from what I've seen, I haven't actually seen the show because I'm useless like that. The trailers that I've seen are actually pretty good. Yeah. So like there's like it's a lot of singing. Like from what I saw, like I saw the Miley Cyrus parts and like I was actually surprised because I don't really like her, but her parts weren't bad at all.
Really?
I was surprised. Like she can actually sing.
Well, it's like who's that singer? Fuck.
Lady Gaga.
No, the one who raps really annoying.
Nicki Minaj.
So Nicki Minaj sings really well.
Really?
Yeah, like
I would have never gotten that from
her
Anaconda.
rapping is really weird, but her singing is actually really good. Like you if you can get into a rap, her singing is very on par with everyone else who's really popular right now. Like I'd say as good as like Katy Perry is singing wise and all them.
Really?
They all sing really well. Yeah.
I'm surprised she doesn't embrace it more, but then again, that's probably not her demographic.
No, that's not her thing. Like her thing is rapping about butts. And, sleeping with guys for things, like that one song they can't remember of.
She had a song about sleeping with guys for things like a Mistress of the Night?
Is that the name of the song?
I actually don't know.
I was like, are you quoting the song name?
I really wish I was.
I say Making Me Dumb? No.
I've actually only heard one song from her ever, and that was the Anaconda song.
Honestly,
because...
I'd say give her a shot, despite not liking pop. She's not bad.
Wow.
That's an endorsement that I can't believe I just said out loud, but when my girlfriend's putting on music in her car, I don't mind Nicki Minaj.
Do you have a choice when you're driving in the car with your...
No, God, no. In my car, it's her music. What are you talking about? There's a reason why we take her car anywhere anyway. If she wants to listen to music, she can pay for gas. Ta-da!
It's a win-win, kind of. Not for the ears.
Usually if I have a CD in, she'll just let it play. She won't stop it. But if there's no CD in and it's on radio,
her.
It's all open season until we find a decent song.
This sucks, because, especially, like, I haven't listened to radio in, I don't know, like, for reals in, like, a year. Like, I used to listen to it going to work in the mornings and stuff because, I don't know, I was like, oh, maybe I'll listen to the radio, and it's just the same crap over and over and over and
Honestly,
over again.
K-Rock's not too bad. They play a bit of...
K-Rock isn't rock anymore.
No, it's alternative first now, but it's not bad.
It's not even alternative.
No,
the other day, I heard, like, a bunch of pop... When I just said I haven't listened to radio in over a year, I've heard I've heard bits and pieces, but I don't go out of my way to listen to the radio. But like every time I go on there, it's usually in the afternoon. Like if I'm getting off from work or something, it's some sort of ridiculous. Oh, good.
I paused on this scene. Sorry, we're watching Inglorious Bastards. It's the bar scene, and I had watched up to this point, realized how long this movie is. And then paused it because I was too tired to watch the rest.
How long is this movie?
Oh, I think it's at least 3 hours and 20 minutes. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 hours and 30 minutes. I am over-exaggerating the length of this movie. I just can't sit through it. It's a lot of movie.
It's not a bad exaggeration, though, because Quentin Tarantino loves to draw out his scenes. Like for the first
and lick feet.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the best scenes ever.
Some people are into that, though.
It's not that bad. Like,
which movie is it from?
Oh, shoot. That one would have been one of his, the third movie.
Dusk Till Dawn?
Maybe. I think maybe Dusk Till Dawn.
Because it's not Pulp.
It's not Kill Bill.
No, that was after.
Not Inglorious Bastards, not Reservoir Dogs, not Django, not Hateful Eight when it comes out.
Really? Really now?
The lights just turned off. Now they're back on.
Don't lie to the audience.
It's clapper.
There's no clapper here.
I'm going to set up a clapper.
For Christmas?
By the next time you come over, I'm going to have a clapper set up to every fucking light in this house. And when you say something dumb, I'm just going to... and it's gonna turn off, and you're gonna feel stupid, and no one's gonna believe you because you're still gonna say something like, "Oh, you don't have one of those."
One of these days, I'm gonna set up a video camera that can last longer than 12 minutes, and I'm gonna record this visually. Right now, my camera.
There's a video camera on this. Well, it's too late now.
Well, but the thing is, like, it's a one. Like when I.
It's a webcam though. It's not very useful.
That's okay. It's just like, I don't know. I am a production whore, and I would love to have more than one camera set up. Ideally, behind the scenes people, this is what I would like to do, but it's not going to happen right now because money. Because we work in fast food and we don't make a lot of money, so I can't afford to buy equipment, which is okay with me.
No, I don't know. I feel like our company could afford to pay us more. They just choose not to. You're acting like Panera Bread doesn't make tons of money every day.
Oh, they do.
We make like,
and then they spend it on stupid shit all the time.
Like T-shirts.
What T-shirt have you ever gotten from Panera Bread?
Not me. The managers. They buy T-shirts.
They buy them. They don't give them to them.
I'm pretty sure they get them on the company dollar.
Maybe the GMs. Jerry.
The GMs.
The GMs. So Jerry, one of our associate managers the other day, I was talking to him, and I was like going to walk outside for my lunch break. And he was walking in with this backpack on. And I like to tease Jerry a lot because he
deserves it a little bit. He's nice, but sometimes he just walks into things.
But he like he can go with it. So I'm like, "What you got there? A backpack?" Literally, I said it like that because I like making voices because I'm weird as fuck. He's like, "Yeah." Basically, I've been working here for. I got this for my 5th year of working at Panera.
A backpack? Yeah. Way to subservient yourself out for 5 years. Here's a backpack.
I doubt like it came with anything in it either. It's just like a shallow.
Oh, do you have your 1 year pin yet? Oh God, it's so great when you get that 1 year pin.
No, I don't have that.
It's a pin for your hat, just like all the other pins we have that are pointless.
But
this one says 1 year.
But I don't have a pin for my. I've never put pins in my hat because I don't really want spikes in my head.
No, they hurt a lot. But
I know.
At 5 years, I get a new one and a backpack. Apparently, I'm so fucking excited.
I don't know if that was managerial though.
Managerial.
You see what I did there?
I did. That was terrible.
You're welcome. Fuck you! I never do it.
I'm gonna have it set up.
The fans are running. I got a phone. I'm gonna take a video. I have video ready to go.
Oh no! Everyone's aware that the clapper doesn't work. I just want you. It's my
How
way.
are they aware? They can't see it.
I said it. Unless we're both lying, which seems really pointless.
Or funny, because we could be just messing with the audience, which is
that wouldn't be funny for anyone but ourselves.
Exactly.
Later on, there's a back. Behind the scenes, and it's just going to be dark room the whole time with the lights randomly turning on or off depending on.
That would be awesome. It's just like a single solitary room, like solitary confinement in a jail. That got dark. I don't remember this part of the movie.
Oh, okay. So, right now the guy on the right is one of the Germans. He's an actual German, not one of the Americans or Jewish or whatever in disguise. That guy's the German.
What's his face?
Yes, that's what's his face with
Magneto.
What's his name? I think it's young Magneto, actually. Yeah.
Okay. It looks like him.
But real quick, so the guy in the darker suit is the German who I believe is the commanding or like the lieutenant of the other group, and he's like the highest up of the actual Germans in the bar. The guy at the table is one of the higher ups of the Americans. And then the one who is the one at the edge of the table in like the actual like commander outfit or whatever, the nicest outfit of the Americans is the German that they recently broke out of prison and asked if he wanted to kill some damn Nazis.
Is this the scene where they have the guns pointed at each other underneath the table?
Yeah, he'd shield his dicks. Yeah, that's the scene. So right now, he in the grayish suit, the lieutenant, we'll call him Magneto, young Magneto has a gun pointed at his crotch, but he doesn't know it yet.
Okay.
Later on, there's a click, and there's a reason why I have captions on, just in case. Later on, there's a click, and you're gonna hear. I'm sorry, officers. They're all officers of various levels here.
Side note: I love the bartender just smoking and bald in the background. He's so cool.
Actually, yeah, he was allowing his waitress to go sit with the guys and have a game. Actually, He seems like a
He's
really cool
really
boss. He's a
cool.
real cool boss.
He's reading like a book
Yeah,
at the bar.
He's just reading a book. I mean, it's like a Tuesday or something silly. So you got.
I've never seen a bartender read ever.
That's pretty badass, actually. I don't know. That's kind of cool.
He's got a cool vibe.
You know what? I think I know what he's reading. Anne Frank's Diaries.
Really?
Yeah.
Like is this real story?
No, I'm positive he's reading that right now.
This didn't come out.
I know.
I don't understand. So are you just
So
are you trying to troll me now?
I'm making a joke that the German during Nazi Germany is reading a book written by someone talking about the Germans invading her city. That's what I'm telling you. And how did that go over your head?
Exhaustion. Oh, look, he's getting whipped. Why are the whips hot? Is it cold in there?
No, the whips aren't hot.
He was steaming.
I'm sure it's kind of cold. It's winter. They're outside. It's snowing.
Maybe
What,
they're
have
in
you
a
not
sauna.
watched this movie in a long time?
I've only seen it once.
I know you haven't. That's why I asked. I'm being a smartass with you.
Ah!
Okay, perfect. So right now they're playing Headbands. I'm sure everyone knows the famous scene if they've watched this movie even once. And you have to guess who you are. And that's what's going on there. You remember?
Well, I remember by watching it, yes.
That would just happen. I just didn't want them to feel excluded.
Do you guys appreciate Zach's little entourage of explanation?
Entourage is not the word. I don't know what the word is.
I was going for alliteration. Entourage of explanation.
I will literally kick your ass.
Are we bringing this? Okay, he said this joke
Like
what,
800 times now.
Even yesterday.
Every day, this joke. I also sing really bad songs, so look forward to that later on in this video, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I won't choose to do it. They just kind of bubble up inside me.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you like preparing?
I was trying to figure out the words for it. So they bubble up. If I'm having a really bad day, I'll sing a song about having a bad day. And I'm not going to sing it now, because I have to have a bad day
I'm pretty
first.
sure everyone can guess, or at least the people our age can guess what you're referring to.
Well, sometimes when I have a bad day, I like to sing a sad song.
You don't like to turn it around?
No, you sing a sad song to turn it around. That's why you sing the sad song.
You know, I would have considered that.
See, you're pushing me. You're bubbling it. You don't want to bubble this much more, Shane. This is the wrong path.
I don't want to make you bubble and fizzle over. That's just, I don't want to clean that up.
No, let's fizzle.
I don't know where to find the mop in your apartment. This is the first time I've been in his apartment.
I have a mop. What am I, 80? You fucking serious? I have a Swiffer. I have a Swiffer jet that works on the 4 feet of tile in my entire
We're
apartment.
not even by tile, though. It's carpet. Do you have a vacuum?
I have a vacuum.
Do you have a shop vac that could, like, soak up,
No, I don't have a shop vac.
Wet throw up?
I have towels.
So then I'm going to find towels. I'm going to soak up all your throw up from your bubbling over, and I'm going to throw the towels off the balcony because he's on the second story of this apartment complex. And I'm going to let whoever's below deal with those towels.
Actually, if you drop them right over the balcony, they're going to fall into my neighbor's balcony.
That's the point.
There's jets just a little bit out more.
Have you tried jumping in there? Like, how do you know this?
It seems like I might hurt my legs, and I don't feel like doing that.
Well, did you look over to make sure that, like, their balcony is within reason to get into?
Yes. I could easily hop into their balcony. But we're on the second floor. You could just go downstairs and hop over the little tiny-ass balcony jump. Like, it's like maybe 3 feet high, and it's got a bar with, like, a foot gap. Like, you could just kind of step on. You could walk up, like, stairs almost. Like, it's super easy to break into downstairs houses.
Have you planned this out?
Thought about it.
Why?
I don't know. There's, like, the neighbors across the way leave their kids outside all the time, and I'm like, someone could just snatch these kids up.
But it's a gated community, so they can't get far unless they actually leave.
You're acting like gated communities ever stopped anybody not just trying to drive in. You could wait for 20 seconds and then drive in behind somebody. No one's going to stop you.
This is true.
There's no cameras.
No?
And I live at this apartment in case you want to rob me. Just setting it up.
Like, I'm surprised they don't have cameras. They don't even have cameras at the front?
I'm sure, like, in the office they do, but I haven't seen any cameras. The entire community.
That's safe.
This is my favorite part. If you look back up at the bartender who's currently still smoking, I think he's actually reading a book. Like, I feel like if I was in his situation, I would purposely bring a book to read that I want to read. And I would read it at the bar, because then I could get some reading done while they film all this shit around me.
Wonder what they were reading at this time, for real. Like,
well, the classics, kind of like...
It can't be like 1984, because that didn't come out yet. Or did it? No, I don't think it came out yet.
Ooh, and that's the part.
Yes. The T.
Do you know I actually do that with my fingers when I count 1, 2, 3? I stick
Explain it.
Okay, so In the movie, he does 3 like an American would do with their pointer, middle, and ring finger up. He counts with 3 like a normal person does. If you're counting with 3 in Germany, they use their pointer, middle, and then thumb.
Aren't you German?
Yeah, I'm German raised, but that or German.
German
Not
raised.
I'm American raised, but I have German descent.
Okay.
But in sign language, they teach it the same way.
Really?
Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you actually have to like go from that. It's really weird transition, and honestly, this makes so much more sense.
I feel like it's easier to do it that way because like holding down your thumb with your pinky is much more difficult.
But you never count.
1, 2. No.
You never really count in sign language like that. No one really counts with their fingers much, unless you're like doing something simple.
Well, I feel like in sign language, I feel like counting would come easier because they don't have one. They have one less sense, so that they can like maybe use their eyes a little bit better than most people. That's a weird assumption I just made.
No, actually, it's technically true because their eyes are better trained to follow what people are doing with their hands too. They're not so they like that's the same reason why they're better at reading lips than people who aren't born deaf would be. It's easier for someone who's deaf to read lips because they have a slightly better, I guess, eye agility would be a good way to say it.
Oh, I like that.
So,
eye agility. Should
so
we call that our podcast name?
Eye agility?
No.
Well, yeah, because the audio podcast needs an eye-related name. That's ironic and
Maybe
clever.
that'll be our avatar, just a big eyeball.
He's been teasing me about this avatar design for like a day. Yeah,
no, just today.
So just today. I was like 2 days, but no, just today.
Well, it wasn't my idea. Yep, I appreciate it.
That's the best part.
Gun dick. He's pointing the gun into the dick. It's not Magneto. Magneto's staring down the big officer, lieutenant, possibly, with his teeth and his eyes. If you notice, he doesn't even open his mouth much. He's very much a teeth talker.
But I feel like that's because they're aggressive in an intense situation. When you're in an aggressive situation, you're not happy and bubbly and opening your mouth a lot to talk.
Get away from me.
Because they're kind of whispering because they don't want the guys behind them to notice. So they're kind of talking through like half breaths to get them to realize the point and threaten, but also not alert. I feel like Quentin Tarantino designed this pretty well. Either that or these are all great actors. Either way, good design.
I forgot how long this scene is.
This scene's already been going for 20 minutes, by the way. Like, they have the game, and she's drinking with them, and then the drunk guy comes over. This scene is so long. You understand why I can't watch this movie through right now. It's a long movie.
It really is. I like, to be honest, did I already say this? Like, the first time I saw this movie, I didn't enjoy it because of this.
Really?
Yeah, like, well,
you also said you watched this movie one time.
Yeah.
So according to this, you don't like this movie.
Oh, no, I wanted to give it a chance because it's been, like 6 years since it came out? Or maybe 7? What
Hang on, I'm pausing to find out.
2009, so
6.
6 years.
Probably 6, a little over 6, because Quentin Tarantino likes to release movies in like November.
Mm-hmm.
And December. He likes Christmas movies.
Is Hateful Eight Christmas?
It's Christmas time in the movie.
I think it actually... No, I mean, when is it
I think it
out?
releases the 27th, if I remember. A little after
Probably a good
Christmas.
call because The Revenant's coming out on Christmas, and I feel like that movie's going to do really well.
Well, yeah, and then there's also that kind of dumb-looking PG-13 horror movie.
Star Wars?
No, that's what? That's not a. That's 2 things. It's PG.
Star Wars is PG?
Pretty sure.
That's a depressing thought.
All right. Well, they're all PG, so not that depressing.
If you hear some key clicking, it's because we are looking up. Wow, that was.
I'm hacking in a movie.
Like Hackers with Angelina Jolie.
We were talking about that movie right before you guys got on.
Still have yet to see it within this time frame.
Oh, did you see this, by the way?
What?
Cyanide and Happiness just recently released a random comic generator. It takes 3 small segments of comics and just puts them together.
Oh, I appreciate that.
He just turns around. It doesn't make any sense. But if you keep doing the generating comics, they end up being pretty funny. Like, I got one earlier where it's the high five through the face one, and he's like, I love you, and then it's just the high five through the face. And then it was a dream bubble in the final one.
Okay. Okay, we'll put a link in the description for this.
I found that today. What did I need to look up?
Hackers? We were talking about
Star Wars release date.
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't release day. It was release. It was
rating.
Rating, yeah.
I think it's actually still to be announced on the rating because
it comes out in a week.
Fuck you. This is my response. Oh God, it already has show times.
They're probably all taken. 7 p.m. on Wow.
I told you
That's so early.
No, but the thing is, once the current movie, I guess, showing fills up, they'll go to the earlier one and the earlier one, and they'll keep releasing them. I got to see.
I seriously thought it would be the other way around. I thought they would go like 12,
I got to see
1,
episode
2.
3 at like 1 in the morning. Like, and we got the tickets the day of.
That's
the day of we got our tickets. We didn't get them a day before. My dad woke me up, told me I had to go to the dentist.
Yeah.
Set all the clocks forward in the house 3 hours and said it was just dark out because daylight savings ended. I believed him because dumbass me was like, what? Like, this would have been like 6 years ago. Shut the fuck up. Oh, not that bad. Okay.
The fact that you fell for it is great.
Well, I was also awake at 3 in the morning. Or wait, it would have been like midnight. I got woken up in the middle of the night, not fully awake, driven. He's like, let's go see how long the Star Wars line is. I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. Like, but it didn't dawn on me that it was not midnight. Like, I didn't get any of this going in. And then when we finally got there, I was sitting like, And he's like, let's just walk up because I can't see a line. I'm like, okay. And he said, oh, the line's inside. Let's go check it out inside.
Yeah.
And we walk to the door, and he says something like, he says it so smooth. He's like, oh yeah, I got these 2 tickets for 1 a.m. Can me and my son get in? I'm like, oh shit! Like little kid me was stoked. I almost shit my pants, I'm sure.
How old were you in 2005?
Oh, fuck. That's 10 years ago. I would have been 13 because I'm bad at math.
Yeah, that would have been a great time.
Like, it was exciting. I was just old enough to understand the whole movie and just young enough to be excited about things like that.
What do you think? Is that the best prequel?
I'd say it's the better anything's better than 1. I'd say 2's the best. I enjoy 2.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like 2 suffers so much from the just shitty acting between Hayden and Natalie.
Honestly, though, 3 felt boring. Like, 2 at least had a little bit of fun.
2 had like a bunch of Senate bullshit.
Yeah, if you got past the Trade Federation shit, that wasn't too bad.
I'm so glad the new one has.
Oh, it is PG-13. All right, good game. I'm shaking his hand for everyone to. Yep. God damn it. Yeah, you can't use it against me. It only recognizes my claps.
The clapper is significant to your hands.
Also, did I tell you I've only watched the first trailer? The one that was mostly visuals.
I saw the first trailer and the second trailer.
So I saw the one with the X-Wing flying over the water, and then the lightsaber and the Force. That's it.
Good for you.
And then, since then, I literally will put my head in a pillow.
Yeah,
and it's
me too.
My girlfriend laughs every time, but I will straight put my head in the bed, cover my ears, and sit there for the 3-minute long trailer that came out on Super Bowl Sunday, or whatever. Not Super Bowl, you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
There was a halftime show in one of the Star Wars
it wasn't Super Bowl.
Trailers. No, I know it wasn't Super Bowl, obviously.
That was February.
No, it was some important... I don't care about football. I don't know.
Was it some sort of award show?
No, it was a halftime show. During a halftime show...
For hockey? Or baseball?
For football. There was a halftime show.
They have football right now?
Yes, the football is going right now.
I actually don't know.
I only know this because I work in a place that shows football. No, okay, so football on Sunday, on one of the Sundays, during a halftime show...
This is American football, not soccer.
Fuck you. Because we're going to have so many UK viewers.
How do you... We don't know.
Fuck off. Yeah, because this is going to blow up real big with our super serious, fun sense of humor. Actually, deadpan works well there. Deadpan works well.
Like Keanu Reeves?
Like your mom.
Or...
Yep.
Really?
Yep. I couldn't think of a good insult, so we're just going with that one.
What were we talking about? Okay, we were talking about rating. Also, her leg is super bloody.
Oh, yeah, he's poking it with his finger.
Is he torturing her?
Well, yeah, he's kind of threatening her a little bit. He thinks it's her fault that they all got shot.
Okay, she's the only one that survived, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well...
Is that BJ Novak in the back?
Yeah. He's the bear Jew. He's the one who beats the guy to death with the bat.
Oh, my God.
No, actually, no, it's not.
No, that was Eli Roth.
No, I'm sorry, it's not. Hang on. That's, let's see the name.
Eli Roth?
Is it Eli Roth?
I thought he was in this too. Or someone that looks like him.
Let's see. Let's read the names. Brad Pitt, Eli Roth, you were right, and
it only shows 3.
Diane Kruger, but that's the chick who's getting.
No, that has to be BJ. Look at him. We're looking at the picture of the queue of the
Honestly,
movie.
I don't think it is. Let's look it up. Okay, so Inglorious.
He's about to type in Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brad Pitt, Eli Roth, Mike Myers, Daniel Bruhl, No, BJ Novak, you're
All
right.
right, I'm good.
All right, handshake again. I thought we were going to clap in unison.
No, why would you do that?
Oh, because you won? I figured
I forgot about the Mike Myers scene in this movie. Like, the most useless scene.
What?
He's just there for one scene.
Yeah, but it's great.
Why?
Why?
It took me out of the movie. I'm like, why is he here? They're setting up. Yeah, I understand why they're setting up Brad Pitt to go, but that was it. Like, they had no other reference back to Mike Myers or nothing.
But I feel like it was necessary for... Like, maybe they didn't need Mike Myers to do that, but that scene was necessary. Because it was them describing how she was an actress and also a spy.
Okay, see, I need that context because I forgot that.
Yeah, see, so since she's a German actress and spy, and then what's-his-face, not Eli Roth, the British guy.
Magneto?
Yeah, Magneto. No? Magneto's the...
American?
Oh, no, you're right, it is Magneto. So Magneto was the British who was suave, and he was like, oh, really? She's the contact? And he's like, yes. And then you're going to meet with an American team who's deeply embedded, and then you're going to go find her. That's pretty much the plot of the movie. And
why are they torturing her, though?
Because he thought she was a double agent.
Oh.
Because the entire team just died in a basement. She's the only one who could escape.
Did they have double agents back then, I wonder? I feel like that's like a...
I'm pretty sure a spy spying on someone who thinks they're a spy for them is a very common thing. What if Germany, or Hitler in this situation, was like, oh, this lady, she can be a spy to the British. They'll think she's a real spy because she's an actress and they won't suspect her.
Mm-hmm.
They could have easily planted her in the British.
Interesting.
I mean, it would be hard to be selected. Hey, look, it's Hitler. God, I love how they just say fuck you to history and kill him. That was such a good... I thought there's no way they kill Hitler. They have to leave Hitler alive.
He looked like putty by the end of the day. Are you getting a phone call?
No, it's a text. I got like 4 texts because my girlfriend texted me like that. But I'm sitting on my phone, so it muffles the
I appreciate the butt muffle.
I'm actually going to mute the phone now. But it's usually incredibly loud. Always incredibly.
Is that your phone at work that I hear sometimes? Or is that...
Oh, yeah. The
Joey does it too.
No, mine's so loud it's obnoxious and it's funny.
Do you do it on purpose?
A little. No, honestly, I don't think I do it on purpose. I just think I don't care enough to not do it. Like, I'll actively think about not doing it, and then I just won't.
Mm-hmm.
I won't do it. I won't, like, purposely unmute my phone. My phone's just always at loud. Because I like the way it sounds.
Well, at least you enjoy your technology.
Well, I don't like the sound, but I like how loud it is. It's obnoxious and I can hear it. If I'm in the other room, someone calls me, I'm going to hear it.
So, like, are you worried that you're not going to be getting texts? Like, if you want, like, do you have, like, a time limit you have to respond to your texts?
No, I could just say, oh, I was playing video games, and not a big deal.
Mm.
I just feel like I like to respond quickly. If someone went out of their way to talk to me, I talk back.
So then...
I don't like when I call people and they don't answer. That's like,
yeah, that's
really frustrating.
Yeah.
And then text messaging, not as serious, but if I text you and like 4 hours later you text me back, that's still kind of annoying too.
Basically, modern communication sucks.
Yes, you do.
Don't bring up... I don't want to bring up... We would need a name or for...
That's, what's his face from Heroes?
I've never seen Heroes, still.
What? Heroes is really good. Don't watch it. You're going to be disappointed.
Well, with the new season 2?
Don't even watch the new season. Ew.
Did you watch it?
No. I'm not going
I
to.
heard it was okay. Oh, it's Christoph Waltz. With a V. Because that's how you pronounce it in Germany.
Actually, if his name had a V...
It'd be Waltz?
It'd be Waltz. You
really?
Pronounce it with backwards. So it's Volkswagen. Volkswagen is how you pronounce Volkswagen. You flip.
I feel like you're shitting me right now.
W's and V's are flipped in Germany. Okay, so the Russian word for wolf is Volk, Volk.
How do you know this?
Because that's the basis of the name of my future son.
We have
say
talked
a
about
little
this.
dumb, but it's also the character name from Van Helsing, who is Vulcan, Valken.
Right.
But then you go with Vulcan because it also means wolf in Russian, and it's not as terrible. Because I'm not getting it from a movie, I'm just getting inspiration for the name because I thought it was a cool name.
Yeah, we talked about this. I remember now. Like, we both agreed that Van Helsing, not a bad movie. Not the best movie in the world.
No, but I enjoy what they tried to do.
Yeah.
It was almost really, really cool.
Did you know they're rebooting everything again? Like all the old movies like The Mummy, Frankenstein, Dracula again.
That's awesome. I'm okay with that. Every like 5 years they should.
I feel like they do that a lot.
Just
though. I feel like we just had Brendan Fraser just like dicking all over the Mummy.
That wasn't bad. Don't mock the Mummy movies.
The third one.
The third one was bad, but don't mock the Mummy movies.
They're actually pretty good to watch in order. Not the third one, but the first two anyways. Maybe even the Scorpion King for The Rock. Maybe. I don't know. I own it. You own it.
I don't know the third one. I don't know
Scorpion
the
Queen?
Scorpion Queen. This is the Queen of Kings. What is
Can you
this?
imagine like Dwayne the Rock Johnson dressed up in drag?
Oh.
He would be the scariest woman ever.
Actually, yeah, I think you might be right. Did I tell you about my coworker whose name was Dwayne? He went by the Mike because he rocked the mic. So people called him Mike, and for the longest time, everyone thought that was his real name. I found out like 4 months after working with him that his real name was Dwayne. And the best part was, his last name, not Johnson, though. Every single time I saw him for the rest of the time he worked there, I'd call him Dwayne, and he's like, it's the Mike. And I'm like, Dwayne the Mike Johnson. It always happened, and he'd always look at me like he was pissed off. But then someone would laugh because it's so fucking funny. Like, I'd say with a straight face, I'm like, "Sup, Dwayne?" And he's like, "It's the Mike." I'm like, "Okay, Dwayne the Mike Johnson." And he'd always get pissed, and it was so funny. Like, how you can't set yourself up like that. When your name's Dwayne, you can't set up the Mike after Dwayne.
No.
That's you're asking
That's
for
pretty
someone
pretentious.
to... Yeah, exactly. Not only is it... And I have a CD in my car from him. It was his EP. And if you ever...
he gave you his
Yeah,
EP?
he gave me his EP.
Oh my god,
So I have
this.
Dwayne the Mike Johnson's EP in my car. Great for later. We'll save that for next time.
Is it just stand up or
No, it's his actual rapping CD.
Oh no, you didn't explain to me he raps.
No, he's a rapper and he rocks the mic. That's why he's Dwayne the Mike Johnson. Well, not Johnson. I think his name was actually like Fredericks or something. It was some
It doesn't
normal,
matter. It's Johnson now.
Incredibly normal last name. Johnson.
Is he yoked out like
No,
The
he's
Rock?
super scrawny and hilarious. He's like the opposite of Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
How did this turn from Dwayne The Rock Johnson dressed in drag to Dwayne?
Well, no, because I needed to tell you about Mike
Oh, okay.
for a long time. And I call him Mike, actually, because I'll respect it. If he doesn't want to be called Dwayne, that's cool. I'll respect you enough
that's his
to not say.
preference.
But if you're going to tell me that the reason you call yourself that isn't because you want to be called a different name, but because you want people to know that you rock the mic, I'm going to make fun of you until the day I die.
Please tell me he's at least 40.
No, he's like 18. Like, he was fucking 12 when he worked there. I swear to God, he was the worst.
Does he still work there?
No, he transferred to the Hammond Applebee's.
So good.
When you're a little closer to home, go to that Applebee's.
I've been to that one. It's
he'll-
not good.
Yeah, meet Mike.
I'll ask for Dwayne.
No. He'll ask for Mike, and then when you sit down, he'll be like, "All right, I'm Mike," and you're like, "Is your name Dwayne?" And he'll be like, "Yeah." And you'll be like, "Dwayne the Mike Johnson," and he's gonna get so pissed. It'll be heartbreaking. He thought he escaped, but he just can't escape.
He can't escape his fate. Oh my goodness, I'm going to do this now.
I agree. You should. So besides him,
I think you should be there. You should be in like the bathroom, and then like he introduces himself to me, and then you come back.
And then I come out with like balloons, and it just
with balloons.
Congratulations!
We found you, motherfucker. You are nothing like The Rock.
Surprise, motherfucker! No, he doesn't call himself that. He doesn't call himself Dwayne the Mike. Like, he's not trying to be like The Rock.
You just said.
No, he doesn't try to be like that.
He just wants to be the Mike.
He just wants to be called Mike. But the reason is he rocks the mic, and he calls himself the Mike. On his name tag, he only puts Mike, and he only refers...
Now is it spelled M-I-C?
No, it's M-I-K-E. But if you ask him how he would spell it on, like, an album, he'd say M-I-C. He just doesn't want people to ask him dumb questions. I found out his name was Dwayne, and started making fun of him for having the nickname The Mike.
Is his rapping even any good?
No, it's so bad! It's the worst! Like, if I could describe to you how worst it is, it's like brat.
How worse? Like brat?
It's brat. It's bratwurst, is what I'm saying.
Okay, good. I didn't know if we were on sausage level or not.
God damn it, he's bad. No, he's bad. Bad. He's really, really bad.
I really look forward to hopefully meeting Mike one day.
Oh, I'm sure you will one day.
I don't ever go to Applebee's, but this gives...
Side note, don't go to Panera Bread or Applebee's. They're both terrible. Don't eat there.
Yeah, like Panera gives you like it's a serious front. Like you walk in there, like, oh hi, welcome to Panera. It's all like nice and atmospheric in there. The food is awful.
In the back, it's all ass fuckings and frozen turkey and frozen chicken and frozen steak. And
no, seriously, everything is frozen but the produce.
It's really bad.
Should we pause?
No, we're good. My friend's called me like 5 times, and I'm just ignoring him.
We could pause.
He's like my best friend, but I just don't want to.
He's your best friend.
Well, okay.
Just pause. It's fine.
And welcome back. We were gone for no seconds at all.
It's like nothing ever happened.
No, I was trying to rewind to the point where he says buongiorno. All terrible, and that's the best. He's like buongiorno. He just says it so bad. It's the best. The best part of the whole movie.
So a minute ago, when we were off the air, he was describing to me basically how he feels we should park in hell. Do you want to elaborate on that for everyone else?
Okay, so, based on your evil deeds, everyone goes to hell, blah, blah, blah. But if you're especially evil and you commit especially bad deeds, you get parking spots up front to your pit of hell. So, let's say you physically took candy from a baby. Like, actually in real life and not, a joke or a saying. You actually did.
Just a candy that was, or a baby that was sucking on a lollipop, took it out of its mouth.
Or like if you literally took a pacifier and put it up your butthole. That's a parking spot right there.
Pacifier isn't candy.
No, but you're going to stick it back in the baby's mouth and it's going to be butthole flavored. That's pretty bad.
I love that image. Oh my gosh. Is the baby awake or is it asleep?
It's awake. What would sleeping baby care?
It would just wake up like...
No, it wouldn't taste anything. Babies don't have that developed sense of taste really until a bit later.
This is true. That's why they eat pretty much anything.
Yeah, that's why they put metal and stuff in their mouth. They don't get that until... I'm disappointed in you. They're going to suck on that butthole forever. And that's bad.
I'm not sucking on a pacifier now. I'm not sucking on a butthole forever.
You're making it sound like one, though.
So we're making where you make this symbol, the asshole symbol, or A-OK with your hand, where you have your index to your thumb and your 3 other fingers sticking out. We're putting that over our mouth and blowing.
Breathing hot air, as if breathing hot air into an asshole that is gaping. My friend called, and that was why we had to. You didn't notice the pause, but we paused.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut big parts of the section out.
This whole conversation is now...
Except the pits of hell. I really appreciate the pits. Now, okay, so if you get like a front row parking spot in hell, can you drive whatever you want, or do you have to like...
No, it's kind of like work in that you go home. That in my mind...
There's a home in hell?
Yeah, but it's gonna be on fire. It doesn't matter. This is not...
Hi, honey, you're on fire.
No, you don't get a wife. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Well, you say home.
I guess honey could be the giant demon who rapes your asshole. Whatever it works. Whatever your image of hell is, imagine it like there's a part... You have to drive your car to work and park in your parking spot. So you'd have to walk really far for not too bad deeds, whatever. You have to go find a parking spot in the big old mall that's Christmas shopping and everyone, fuck that.
And they're on fire.
Or there's a front row parking spot for you because you're so terrible, you get to get in the fire first.
Okay, so you said it's like work, but you still didn't answer my question. Like, do you get to drive your own car?
I don't care.
But like, what if you get to drive like a Viper, or do you have to drive the?
No, you could drive a literal Viper who bites you while you drive it.
Almost amazing.
Well, obviously it's hell. What do you expect? Is it good?
But like, would it be like a normal sized Viper, so it's just little?
No, it's a giant Viper. What are you trying? This is not the point of the spots in hell. The point of the spot in hell is more like a trophy of your bad deeds. So me and my friends have discussed each time someone does something bad, someone else, not yourself, may award you with a parking spot.
That was my phone. Anyways.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
I did.
So someone else may award you with a parking spot. But if you're especially terrible, you may, and hear me out on this, earn multiple parking spots. Each one in addition to the other parking spots. Just imagine a big row of parking spots, a parking row for yourself. You could drive a semi-truck and park it there if you wanted to. No one gives a fuck. They're your spots. But if you continue to earn them, eventually you're going to run out of space. And you're going to need some sort of structure designed for parking.
Is it made out of Vipers?
No, it's made out of cement. Duh.
Obviously,
cement on fire.
They have fiery cement.
Fiery cement. So there's that. And then You're gonna have the fiery cement, your parking spots, but you're gonna need to name this thing. We'll call it a parking structure.
Is it a rectangle or is it a prism?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, in hell,
it could be like
hell
a tesseract or something.
You never know. There might not be gravity in hell. I don't know what hell is. I don't even believe in hell.
This is your idea.
No, just the spots in hell that I'm referring to.
You haven't fully formed this thought to hell. You're just doing the parking structure parking spot.
No, you were the one who wanted me to discuss it. It's not up for your scrutinies based on whatever I say. It's my hell. I'll do what I want with it. It's my hell if I'll cry, and I'll cry if I want to.
Oh God. You should be able to cry. Do your tears have fire?
Your tears are fire.
Your fire tears, so your tear ducts are constantly burning?
Actually, I heard some. In high school, we were designed to come up with what the worst hell was for each sin.
Okay.
And
did you go to
no,
Catholic
just
school?
Vista, Marietta High School.
Really?
So it was for just a random class. But the actual oh, I'm sorry, no, that wasn't a random class. That was Bible and Lit. That was a literature class that took the actual Bible and picked it apart for literature.
Okay.
It was kind of an interesting class. I didn't take it. My friend did. Anyways.
You made it seem like you took it.
No, that's not the point. So the point is that you gotta stop my train of thought. The point is that you were allowed to pick any hell you liked, and my favorite was one of my best friends in high school picked gluttony, and her idea was that when you take a bite, there's a big old buffet of food,
mm-hmm.
and you were just a little hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And upon the first bite, you found yourself more hungry. But the food turned to sand in your mouth. So after the first bite, you would be able to withstand the hunger for a little bit.
Yeah.
But eventually you'd have to go back and try again. And each time you tried, you'd get hungrier and hungrier, just shoveling this sand in your mouth.
Oh, I appreciate
feeling
this.
it grind up your insides.
Uh-huh.
And you don't get fatter, you just pass it, or whatever. But you're just eating and eating, and you can't stop eating this sand food, even though you know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what the gluttony hell was. And I thought that was so interesting.
That's great.
Yeah, so for being a glutton, you have to be a glutton with sand, and that's interesting.
I feel like I've heard something like this before.
I'm pretty sure gluttony, eating to the point of disgust, or eating garbage, things like that have been discussed. I just thought the discussion of it literally turning to sand while you ate it, while making you hungry, was really cool.
It is really cool.
And you can never satisfy that hunger. I guess it's I don't know, in Adventure Time when she's trying to eat the food. And
Who's she?
Marceline.
When?
In the newest episodes.
Oh, when she's just
she's shoveling food in her mouth.
She's like, we got to do this more often.
Eat? No, but that is the kind of thing where you just can't stop shoveling the food.
Gotcha.
You have
basically like Goku. Like when you said gluttony, and I instantly thought of Spirited Away when her parents were eating the food and they became pigs.
Oh yeah, no, of course. So that's a really good. They literally turned into pigs, but I feel like that's not a long-term punishment.
No, because they got turned back.
Well, no, even if you were a pig for the rest of your life, you're not in pain.
Yeah, you're a pig.
If you were a pig who got roasted, died while being roasted alive, and then had to eat yourself again, knowing it was yourself, that might be a cool hell.
Oh, that was cool too.
See, but if you're just a pig, that's not eternal punishment. I don't even believe in this stuff, but eternal punishment should be eternal punishment. You got to make it cooler than that. I
feel like the Bible's boring in that way.
Yeah, they should have flushed out hell a little bit more.
Like I'm trying to do here when we're trying to ride along on vipers.
Well, we'll have another episode and we'll have a conversation about hell only. I just feel like this is not what I was trying to talk about. I was trying to tell you about parking spots and the parking spots you earn based on your bad deeds. So eventually we'll discuss hell, but right now the parking spots you earn eventually leading to structures, and then you get to take them, and that's how bad you are as a person. I'm
surprised you have to go to work and then you have a home. I'm surprised you just don't constantly endure these punishments.
No, I think the point is you are almost forced. You are willed to drive. You always want to, but you have that. It's like when you have to leave for work and you have a disdain. You want to quit, but you know you have to, and you can't stop yourself from leaving for work.
So like us.
Like literally us. So going to work is hell.
Yeah.
But in this, it's actually hell and not just a turn a.
We're not on fire. We're not on fire at work, but
it's just that's totally BJ Novak.
I feel like a weaker if you weren't as sinful stealing candy from a baby, maybe you just I don't know, dropped a baby on purpose. Is that worse than stealing candy from a baby?
Depends on how many candies you've stolen.
Oh,
each one.
I didn't consider
so
that.
The worse your deeds are, some deeds are worth multiple parking spots.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so you're not earning necessarily one parking spot for,
Mhm.
let's call it. Okay, so I guess a better way of describing it was we could even go each parking spot you earn moves you one parking spot closer in the
To
hell.
the front.
So let's say Hitler got front row parking,
Oh, of
very
course.
front row
With the pineapples.
with the pineapples, shove them up his ass each and every day. So let's say I'm in second.
Little Nicky, anyone?
Yeah. So let's say I'm in second, and then I earn one more parking spot. I get to jump ahead of him. Obviously, we refer to these in parking structures. It doesn't matter too much.
So basically, if you go to hell, but you haven't done much, if you haven't been like super,
you get
sinful,
a little bit more walking time. You don't have to be in hell.
Or their version of purgatory is trying to find a parking spot.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Like that's
I guess hell could just be personalized per person to make the worst thing possible.
That's how I picture hell.
Like
I don't,
almost like Fahrenheit 451. They're
I've yet to read that book.
What?
I have it.
I am actually offended. That's like
it wasn't required reading in high school.
In high school, it was a required reading book for me, and it was the only one besides The Giver that I fucking loved.
I got to give The Giver a try again.
Okay, goddamn you!
Because I read it in 8th grade. They made us read it.
The Giver is a great book.
I didn't enjoy it. I felt like it was a good concept.
Give it another shot.
Did you know there's more than one?
Yeah, but don't read the second one.
I didn't know there was a whole series.
Don't read them. Don't bother. The Giver one.
Why?
Because they're not as good. They're just me. It's like
it's just a continuation.
It's like A Child Called It. If you read the sequels, it wasn't as good. A Child Called It was the story of the boy who was abused. It was A Child Called It, a boy named and a man named Tom. It was just the story of his life.
Huh.
About his mom who abused him, and
that's awful.
She stabbed him in the stomach with a knife and had it like callous over.
Did you have to read this?
No, I chose to read it.
Oh, nice.
It was a book report. It was really. Good's not the word. It was a great book, but that's not like the word to describe it. It was a
decent read.
You couldn't put it down. You physically could not stop.
So like you're driving and you have your book in one hand and you're driving trying to find your spot in hell.
Yeah, with that book. No, but that book I literally couldn't stop reading it.
That's a good thing.
And it's one of not favorites, but one of the only books that I've ever not been able to put down. The others being Fahrenheit 451,
which I own, but
and The Giver, and actually one book from a series called The Forgotten Realms, which is based in a Dungeons and Dragons universe that has been fleshed out in books. Really, really nerdy. Also really, really cool.
I'll take your word for it. I haven't actually jumped into that world ever. I have friends who have, but
no, I don't even like Dungeons and Dragons. That's not even that cool. But the books, R.A. Salvatore was the writer of the books I read. He's a really great writer.
Does he only write for Dungeons and Dragons, or does he?
No, it's called Forgotten Realms. Dungeons and Dragons is just like the general universe name.
Is it just one specific facet within the universe?
No. Okay, so there's let's say there's 100 writers. They all write their own things.
Yeah.
Based in a universe of connected tales, kind of like the old school universe Star Wars that just recently got uncannoned.
Yeah, the entire universe.
So the entire extended universe of Star Wars is the same as the Forgotten Realms.
Is it? So is the Forgotten Realms canon though?
In Dungeons and Dragons
lore,
yes and no. There are limits to what canon is not, but each writer owns their own characters.
That's cool.
So let's say you make a character in your books who's a mage who does all these great things. Someone else can't kill him off, unless specifically,
they reach out.
The writers reach unless the owners of that want to kill him off specifically. Like there's a story of a drow elf, which is a dark elf. So they live underground. They can't be above ground. Unlike the sun elves, who are literally only above ground. They use this similar thing.
Oh, I was thinking like sun SON. I'm like,
no,
are they the sun?
Like sun elves.
Yeah,
high elves.
I got you.
High elf is another one.
Right.
Anyways, it's the story of him from a kid to adulthood, and you can literally read the first one, even though they're technically the prequels now. It's better to start off. You can read his origin story, his story of his life, the story of his wife's life, everyone around him, each character branching off into more characters. So let's say so in one of the stories, his name's Drizzt with Z and T, whatever.
Oh God, okay.
He meets him. Well, it's an elf. What do you fucking want? There's an elf named Jarlaxle. Also terrible.
I prefer Jarlaxle over Drizzt.
It's Drizzt.
So can you pop him?
Shut up. His name's Dr. Zit. He pops
Does he
before
have a
you.
white head?
His name's Dr. Zit. He pops
Or a
before
black
you.
head?
Fuck you. He has a black head. You know he does. He's a drow elf. He's got dark skin. That's what he is. Don't judge him. Anyways, so
does he have wrinkly skin?
Actually, he's old now. He's really old now.
So, but are elves always wrinkly, or do they get wrinkly?
No, they're incredibly young and beautiful for long periods of time.
Like
By
Lord
the
of
time
Rings?
he meets his wife, who is human,
Uh-huh.
kind of, not really.
Oh, you're making it more confusing.
No, that's the whole point. But
They're together.
Yeah, but in the long run, each character branches off into a new story. So Jarlaxle makes a friend with an assassin who's trying to kill Drizzt, who's also trying to kill a mate. Like each story branches off, and eventually they all connect into this giant web. Structure.
Goodness!
So it's like a spider web where each string edge is its own story that you can read.
Now, is this just one collected works within Dungeons and Dragons?
No. Okay, so it's not.
Or is this the entire thing you're trying to span out right now?
No. Okay, so each and every story is in itself a Dungeons and Dragons game that you can play.
Oh,
But it's more so that those stories are made and then you can play around them. So you can meet these characters in your games Dungeons and Dragons is an imagination game.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally make up whatever the fuck you want. I played the Star Wars version, and I was a lizard guy. I'm not going to go into the actual race names, who punched people using a jetpack. I put on brass knuckles and fucking jetpacked at people, and that was a fun time.
Now, does he have the jetpack in his hand?
No. The jetpack was on his back.
So he just spins around. And
Imagine
people?
Boba Fett, instead of shooting, was punching people at full speed, like Mach 1.
Using his jetpack.
And then my partner at the time, because it was 2 versus the dungeon master.
Mm-hmm.
He was a sniper with hydraulic fists because he was a robot. It was pretty cool.
When you said punching with his jetpack, I literally pictured a guy holding a backpack and punching.
Actually, in Fallout 4, they had a weapon that's called a super sledge. It's a sledgehammer with a little jetpack on the end of it, so it goes with the jetpack. It's actually really entertaining.
Did you ever get that?
Yeah, I have it in my room right now.
Did you finish?
No, I actually started a new character on the super hard mode because I don't like to beat games on easy.
Were you playing easily at first?
I was playing on normal, but I don't feel like it's a challenge, so I got disappointed.
Oh, that's boring.
I was getting bored. Like Call of Duty, I play on veteran always. First time. Well, unless it makes me play on hardened first. Sometimes it makes you play on level 3.
Is that on the campaign, or is that...
Campaign.
Yeah.
Why
are you playing Call of Duty campaign?
Actually, they have pretty fun campaigns in the originals. 4 was the one I'm talking about. So
Okay.
Call of Duty 4 had one of the most difficult, only because it was stupidly cheesy. Like, they cheeseballed you. It was bad. But...
When they cheeseballed you, did you just verb cheeseball?
Yeah. Well, I call it... When something's cheeseball, it's like an adjective of like how... Like, it's like saying they're cheesing a boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
In the context that they're making it easy by using mechanics that aren't in the game. So let's say you can either kill the boss by shooting him in the face 1 billion times,
mm-hmm.
or you can climb out of his range and just stand on top of something and shoot him in the face without moving 1 billion times. So in one situation you have to dodge him and fight him, and the other one you can just stand there and hold R. Like which one sounds like cheese?
Cheese and camp.
Cheese. Well, camping is when is referring to setting up a base in a room. So if you're camping in a video game, it's throwing out mines, and camping that room is protecting the room. It's creating a campsite that you can hang out in.
See, I always understood camping as like you're hanging out in an area where people can't see you.
Or area.
Yeah, and you're hiding out in this little area where you assume people can't see you, like within a bush or something,
mm-hmm.
and then you're just shooting people. And just hanging out.
Sorry, usually when you're camping,
mm-hmm.
because this is a legitimate tactic that people do. When you're playing Call of Duty, there's 3 types that usually are. One's like sniping, where you're in the very back shooting people long range.
Isn't that also a form of camping?
Technically camping. Then there's another one called corner camping, where you're just waiting on the edge side of corner.
Mm-hmm.
Because when people are walking around the corner, you're going to catch their gun sight.
Right.
So you'll see part of them moving before they can even notice you.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And you can pre-fire and start shooting them before they can see you. That only works a little bit because then eventually people are going to start walking around the corner.
Yeah, they're going to assume that you're there.
Yeah, and then there's camping in rooms, which is more like you can move in a room
mm-hmm.
and kind of adjust yourself.
So you're turtling.
Turtling, it would be like leaving the room and then going back in the room when people attack.
I thought Oh, I guess so.
So turtling is more what...
That's like the neck of the turtle.
Turtling is what the Spartans did in 300, where they pushed out
mm-hmm.
and then they retreated back to the
to the core.
No, what was it called? It's like a choke point.
Oh, okay.
They'd pull back to the choke point, and then when they gave up, they'd push back out again. That's turtling, because you're turtling your head kind of thing.
Gotcha. That was a good movie. Kind
Good.
of. Well,
It's not the word. It was okay.
It was like watchable. Like it's a good movie to watch when
it's a
you're.
watchable film.
It's like it's good to like for when you're just bored, you know, and you just want to watch some man meat like ram up against each other.
No, honestly, it wasn't a bad film. I just thought it was kind of dumb. Like it was a dumb action movie. Yes. Good action movie. Yeah. Same with Pacific Rim. Is it smart? No. Is it awesome for what it is? Yeah.
Did you ever see the second one?
300. No.
I didn't either.
I skipped it. I didn't think I needed to see it.
We saw it, but it's the same thing on boats.
I feel like unless 302 copied Fast and the Furious, where it didn't take itself seriously, it wouldn't have been very okay.
Could you imagine like?
But I don't think it would have worked.
Could you imagine like 300, all just like a bunch of meaty men stealing a bank from a bank?
I feel like that's why Avengers 2 worked, because they didn't try to be anything except a dumb action movie, and they understood that. Like that's why the mind vision thing wasn't stupid, because even though it was a dumb way to introduce mind vision, it felt okay.
My big issue with Avengers 2 is it's just a setup movie. The entire movie is a setup.
So is all the X-Men movies then, technically, because everyone died and then all of a sudden they're all back alive again. Let's do Civil War.
But the thing is, like, I don't think they should be classified as setups like Avengers 2, because they have so many teases towards the future. Like, they have this giant game plan for all of their movies. Like, they have 4 phases set up, ready to go, because they've been planning it out over years and years and years. That's like each movie you can see that they have teases towards other movies, and they're like setting up for the future. Like, say for instance, Ant-Man. You see Ant-Man play with the Falcon for a little while, and then you see the trailer of Civil War, where Falcon's like, oh, well, I got this friend, and you know it's Ant-Man. He's going to call up Ant-Man and help them out.
I just feel like that's not the same as a setup movie, because I feel like setup movies are movies in which they don't have a point besides setting up the next film.
Right.
Like Godzilla was a good setup movie. It was enjoyable, but it was also not really very good. Like, I wish if it was more monster fights, which the next one will be, awesomeness.
But do you think they were making that movie with intention of making another movie?
Godzilla?
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
You think?
I think they did. That's why they focused so much on Breaking Bad face. Whatever the fuck.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston, yeah.
In the trailer?
And then the Marine guy, which is why they focus so much on them rather than the monsters. Yeah. So if you're asking me if I think that the Godzilla movie did nothing but serve itself, yeah. I think its only design was to make a second Godzilla movie if it did good enough. And that's what they tried to do.
I guess that's a good point. I don't know. I still think Avengers...
And I feel like X-Men obviously doesn't fall under that. I was just making a sarcastic point about it, about them technically being setup movies.
I don't know. It's just... I feel like the whole thing was a setup for Civil War, especially, because now you have Tony and Cap fighting against each other in the next movie. Whereas you can see the hostility building up in Avengers 2.
I don't know. I feel like the hostility was more friendly. It didn't feel actual hostile.
Yeah, but like...
Which I think is the issue. They should have set up more for it. If you're going to call it a setup movie, I feel like it should have existed for no reason other than to set up. Which is not what it felt like. It didn't feel like it was only there to set up, because they needed to do the Ultron plotline.
Right,
they had to do Ultron's
that whole plotline is specifically for Civil War.
But mind vision doesn't exist just to die. That's not the point of mind vision. Mind vision, while yes, that's his regular path. You never know what they're going to do.
Right.
Case in point, we're watching a movie about World War II, and Hitler's going to die in like 2 minutes.
That's coming.
Due to a machine gun to the face while the room's on fire.
Where his face becomes
His face
Play-Doh.
literally melts off. It's awesome.
I would probably suggest this movie, even though I earlier had hinted that I didn't like it the first time. You should watch it when you are probably sober.
No, you have to have either one beer or no beers. There's no... Maybe 2 if it's towards the middle or end of the movie, but you have to be eating as well.
This is one of those movies you have to soak in a lot of...
Like every Quentin Tarantino movie? There's not one, except for Kill Bill, which only exists to fuck itself, which is hilarious.
From Dusk Till Dawn?
Also true. There's very few Quentin Tarantino movies that aren't like this. Most movies that are... It's thoughtful, but it plays it off as a dumb... Like it doesn't know what it's doing. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah, no, I agree. Like,
it acts like it's just
it's just going with
a
the
World
flow.
War movie that's just kind of happening,
Hmm.
but in reality,
Everything has a reason.
everything sets up for the very ending, which is great.
It's like what's his face, David Fincher. All of his movies are exactly like that. Like Fight Club, Gone Girl. Everything that he's done has every shot of his movies has a reason. Like they I watched this video the other day talking about basically you could literally watch every shot of his film and like everything is meticulous. Kind of like
That's why you need to rewatch his films, though.
yeah.
It's like same with rewatching Fight Club's a whole new experience. You need to watch it again a second time, because even though you know the twist,
Now you get to watch
you
everything
get to
for
watch
that reason.
everything with the twist, and
Yeah.
that's so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Lucky Number Slevin, which doesn't feel as good the second time
Is that
around.
David Fincher?
No, I'm saying Lucky Number Slevin has a similar twist, because I
I
describe
think it might be.
I describe the twist in Lucky Number Slevin as a Fight Club styled twist, where it's such a big twist that you don't expect.
Mm-hmm.
It's unless you guess it at the beginning, you won't catch it till the end. I feel like it's
Oh no, absolutely not. Yeah.
it's so subtle that they don't allude to it in the entire movie. Like it's so well done
Mm-hmm.
that twist is better than like it's like the Fifth Sense twist in that you don't at all.
You say Fifth Sense?
The Fifth Sense, the Sixth Sense.
I still get to see that movie.
No, that's a really. Oh God, you know the ending?
Yeah, I know.
Well, see now you can't even fucking watch it.
Well, because everyone knows that ending.
No, but literally no.
There's no point for me to see that movie.
But when I was younger, I got to watch it without knowing, and that was cool.
I bet that was cool.
Because it was like, oh, what?
You got to see a director peak in his first movie.
I also saw the PG version that was on like Hallmark or whatever.
On Hallmark,
Well,
Sixth Sense on Hallmark. Could you
so maybe
imagine?
maybe not Hallmark, but you know what I fucking mean.
No, I do know what you mean, and I just feel like if they were to make a Sixth Sense the movie with Hallmark like as the production company, that would be like the worst movie ever.
Oh no, that's like that no. If the Sixth Sense was a Hallmark movie, it would be Ghost. that's what it would be.
Oh, don't remind me.
It would be Ghost. Oh, I fucking love this part. So, in Inglorious Bastards, they just equipped to their hands what would basically be a brass knuckle with a gun in it. So when they punch people, it shoots. It is
so
the
cool.
most fantastic weapon idea, and Hitler's just loving the sight of people dying right now. A German who's basically defended a position against some 187 people.
I'm enjoying her hat.
That's a great hat. Actually, I think
It looks like a snail shell.
Oh, she was getting banged by that guy earlier in that scene.
Oh, that was so
that
gross.
was so gross. It was the worst, gross, disgusting.
Oh, him orgasming was the worst. It's still in my brain. It's still
still in your brain. You've seen this movie one time.
Yeah.
This movie does everything it does.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this may be Quentin Tarantino's current masterpiece movie.
What about Django?
I love Django, but I honestly enjoy this movie. I think I can sit through Django easier, but this movie's better.
Interesting.
Just like, what was that movie I was telling you I liked, but I couldn't watch again? What was so Lucky Number Slevin. Good movie, I liked it, but it's not a great movie. I feel like Django, I can watch Lucky Number Slevin whenever I want, but I can watch Django whenever I want.
Yeah.
But it's not as amazing as this is.
But this you can't just watch anytime. You have to literally dedicate time.
You have to be ready for this movie.
God.
It's an experience. This movie's an experience. Django's a film. That's the difference.
Kind of like Avatar.
Avatar is an experience, not a good movie though.
Not at all.
But it's a great experience. If you caught it in the 3D IMAX Super HD Ultra sound room,
so did I.
That was the single greatest movie experience I've
It
had.
was great, but
Here we go. Yeah, everyone's dying. And then the lady who slept with that guy that we were talking about that's gross died.
Oh, she's put out of her misery.
The room's catching on fire too. It's a great movie. This is the best. And at this point in the theater, everyone would have been applauding, like the Germans were clapping as everyone died. But now in the actual movie theater that people are watching Inglorious Bastards in, they'd be doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Watching Hitler and the Nazis die, they'd be applauding and cheering, making them no better than the Nazis, which is the whole point Quentin Tarantino makes with this movie.
And they're just spraying bullets on the audience running from the flames.
His point is, I feel like much like slavery, you are like, okay, so the Jewish people get why the Germans are bad, but without them getting it, I say that you could never get it unless you were part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what this movie's about.
You need to pause?
In a moment. Say, I think we're getting a little a little ahead of the hour.
Yeah, I
Here.
noticed.
Yeah, hang on. And we're back from the third pause.
Oh, the second pause. Well,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Wah.
Second pause. So right now, Hitler died. His face got melted off. Everyone's applauding at the end of the movie and enjoying it and feeling great, but they don't realize that it's just a big old slap to the face because all of us are the same as Nazis.
And he's cutting off that scalp. Thank you.
No, he doesn't. No, he
Novak.
doesn't. He doesn't cut off his scalp.
Oh, that was the hair piece.
No. At this point, he draws a Nazi symbol in his forehead. So earlier in the film, Brad Pitt, every time they kill people, they would always let someone go if they did something good for them.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they gave away their buddy's positions, but he'd say, when you get home, are you going to take off your uniform? And they'd always say, yes, of course. And he said, no, we don't like that. We like our Nazis looking like Nazis. So he left a mark on them to make sure people knew they were Nazis forever. So he draws the swastika in their foreheads with a knife.
So good.
He literally brands their foreheads with a... BJ Novak just looking on,
just grinning
with a smile as this guy's forehead gets carved into. Is, if you watch The Office, it's hard to see him as much else. It's so great. And
did they use the same font in Pulp Fiction? For the credits?
Yeah, he uses the same font also in Reservoir Dogs. Beginning.
Weird. I wonder why he decided to do that again.
I think he just likes that font, or some very similar font at the very least. But
I guess it makes sense.
So if you haven't watched Inglorious Bastards, go watch it when you have time. If you haven't read Farenheit 451, go read it when you have time.
I guess this is this part where we are going to leave off with a couple recommendations. I feel like we'll probably do this. I think we can do this every time.
We do this every time. Things you should watch. Lucky Number Slevin, if you haven't seen it, great movie. Don't look it up before you watch it if you want to. It's kind of actiony and kind of funny. It's not super serious though.
No, not at all. But it's very enjoyable.
It's enjoyable.
I think everything I don't have anything myself to recommend.
Not anything?
I didn't bring up anything in the show.
What about Bob?
Well, okay. So backstory for when I first met Zach, it was just like a little over a year ago. We hit it off pretty well. I feel like from the beginning.
Pretty much.
And so he basically wanted me to watch Lucky Number Slevin for the longest period of time.
And he never did because he's a jerk.
Well, yeah.
And I also told him I'd watch Archer and didn't because I'm a jerk.
Okay, so I did watch it, and this was like a few months later. I think 5 months is a good number to use.
Well, 5 months, the same amount of time as everything else.
I feel like that's a good range of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in my response, I wanted him to watch What About Bob? Bill Murray classic from the 90s. It's one of my favorite movies from that era, and he has yet to watch it.
It's been about 5 months. That's a good period of time.
So I will give that as my recommendation for this episode. And
I think we'll cut it here. We'll leave links to everything somewhere.
Yeah, they'll be in the down below in the description somewhere or wherever you'll find this.
Facebook or YouTube or whatever.
Before we leave, I feel like there's someone you need to call out to and dedicate your hatred for this person.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to shoot you in the face, kill your entire family, and I don't want to see you tomorrow. I know you work with me, but I don't want to see you go die. Also, there's your recommendation.
You're gonna say her name or no?
Oh, all right, Ani.
Yeah.
Ani, I hate you. You're stuck up.
No, I was gonna say.
Stuck up. And good night.
Adios.